You awake to the sound of birds tweeting outside your window. It's a beautiful day, and you feel great. You go downstairs to make breakfast, and suddenly you hear a news report on the radio saying, "Tomorrow will be a beautiful day," and you feel great. And then the radio starts to crackle, and the news report starts over again. You shrugged it off, thinking that it's just a weird glitch. But when you look at the clock on the wall, it's still 6 a.m. Did you have déjà vu? You wonder. At first, the day seems normal. You get ready for work, eat breakfast, drive to work, everything seems fine. But there are some details that don't quite add up. Your coworkers seem a bit off, like they're acting differently than usual. Or maybe it's you. You shake it off and try to focus on your work, but you can't help but feel like something is wrong. As the day drags on, the anomalies become harder to ignore. You start to notice the same conversations happening again and again, the same jokes being told, the same mistakes being made, and when you look at the clock, it's still 6 a.m. It's like the world has been put on pause, and you are the only one who is aware of it. Days turn into weeks, weeks into months, and you find yourself living the same day over and over again. You become trapped in a time loop, reliving the same moments, experiencing the same emotions, but never moving forward. The novelty wears off quickly, and you start to feel desperate. You try to break out of the loop, to change something, anything, but nothing works. You become a prisoner of your own reality, doomed to repeat the same day for eternity. The question is, what would you do if you were stuck in a time loop? Would you use your knowledge of the future to try to change events? Or would you simply give in to the futility of it all? Let's explore this terrifying concept in more detail. You walk down the street, trying to ignore the eerie feeling that something is not right. The faces around you seem familiar, yet distant, like you know them, but have never met them. You stop at a cafe, hoping to get a coffee, but as you approach the counter, you hear the barista say the exact same thing he said yesterday, the day before, and the day before that. He speaks about the weather, about sports, about anything and everything except the elephant in the room, the fact that time has stopped. You take a seat and watch the minutes tick by on the clock above the counter. They tick by so slowly that you can hear each one echoing in your ears. As you sit there, you start to remember, to piece together the fragments of your past. You realize that this is not the first time you've had this coffee, that you've sat at this exact same table and heard the same words spoken by the same people. You remember now why you felt something was wrong. The faces around you, they're all the same, but their actions, their words, their very existence is a twisted mockery of life itself. The same arguments happen again and again. The same cars crash at the same intersections. The same children laugh as they play the same games in the same park. Even the weather follows a relentless cycle. Sunny skies in the morning, a light breeze in the afternoon, and then rain at exactly 7:13 p.m. every single day. The town you live in is a microcosm of the world itself, caught in an endless loop of repetition. You can't help but shiver as you realize the full weight of your situation. You are trapped in a time loop. You've been trapped here for days, weeks, months, maybe even years. You don't know how long you've been here because time has stopped. There is no way to tell. The sun rises and sets, the moon waxes and wanes, but the clock on the wall always shows the same time, 6:02 a.m. You feel a deep sense of isolation wash over you as you realize that you are alone in this world, the only one who remembers, the only one who understands the true nature of this strange new reality. As the days turn into weeks and the weeks into months, you start to see changes in the people around you. At first, it's subtle. Just a slight increase in paranoia, a hint of desperation in their eyes. But as time goes on, it becomes more pronounced. People become agitated, their voices louder, their tempers shorter. Some lash out, blaming others for their inability to move forward. Others retreat into themselves, unable to cope with the crushing weight of their situation. But you know the truth, it's not their fault, it's yours. You are the anomaly, the variable that is causing this temporal turbulence. And as the weeks turn into months and the months into years, the situation becomes increasingly dire. People lose their minds, succumbing to the darkness that creeps in when hope is lost. The fabric of society begins to unravel. The town, once a thriving community, descends into chaos and anarchy. And you, the cause of it all, are forced to watch helplessly as the world you once knew crumbles around you. You are trapped in your own personal hell, doomed to relive the same moments, the same emotions, the same tragedies over and over and over again. You might be wondering what caused this temporal anomaly, this disruption in the space-time continuum. Was it a failed experiment gone awry? A rogue scientist playing God? A hidden government conspiracy? Maybe even an alien race messing with human evolution? These are the questions that keep you up at night, the ones that haunt your dreams and turn your waking hours into a torment. But the truth, when it finally dawns on you, is far more terrifying. It's not an experiment. It's not a conspiracy. It's not aliens. It's you. You are the cause of the temporal anomaly. You are the reason time has stopped. But why? What did you do to deserve this punishment? You try to piece together the memories, to find the answer to this question. And you remember a day, a specific day, the day before the loop began. You were working on an invention, a machine that could manipulate time. You thought you were close to a breakthrough, that you could change the world. But you were wrong. Your invention malfunctioned, creating a temporal anomaly that has trapped you and everyone you know in an endless time loop. But why? Why are you being punished like this? What did you do to deserve this torment? As you ponder these questions, you realize the gravity of your situation. You are not just trapped in a time loop. You are responsible for it. You are the cause of the torment, not just for yourself, but for everyone around you. And then it hits you. The answer to the mystery. The reason for the time loop. You are not trapped here by accident. You are here for a purpose. This is not a punishment. It's a warning. You are being shown the consequences of your actions. The butterfly effect of your invention. The world you live in is not your own. It's a reflection of another universe, a parallel dimension where time flows backwards. You created a portal to this dimension accidentally, and now you are trapped in its endless time loop. The people around you are not real. They are echoes of their former selves. The town you live in is not your home. It's a purgatory of sorts, a holding pattern until the time loop ends. But when will that be? How can you escape this temporal labyrinth? The answers elude you, taunting you with their ambiguity. You are trapped in a twilight zone of your own making, unable to move forward, unable to let go. The portal between the dimensions remains open, a silent, unseen observer of your torment. You know, deep down that the only way to end the time loop is to close the portal. To do that, you need to return to the day before the loop began, to undo the invention, to change the course of history. But how can you possibly do that when time itself has stopped? As you struggle to find a way out, you find solace in the small things, in the quantum clues that suggest that something unnatural is interfering with time itself. The subatomic particles dancing to a tune you cannot hear. The photons flickering in a language you do not understand. These are the whispers of the other dimension, the silent screams of a reality gone awry. You find strength in these tiny manifestations of the quantum world, for they remind you that you are not alone. There is something else out there, something beyond the confines of your prison, something that might offer you a way out. The particles, the photons, they are the key to your salvation, the link to the world you once knew. You reach out to them, reaching across the boundaries of the physical world, and you feel a connection, a resonance that echoes through the chambers of your soul. With newfound determination, you follow this quantum thread, leading you ever closer to the portal that binds the two dimensions together. But as you journey deeper into the heart of the temporal anomaly, you face challenges that test your resolve, puzzles that challenge your understanding of reality. Can you solve them? Will you find the portal? Will you escape the time loop? Only time will tell.